Hey everybody, it's Jason, zombie collector extraordinaire. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if anybody pops on. Oh yeah, got little Guns N' Roses for your butt, as the great Popino man goes. Man, do we have some stuff to talk about today? So I'll probably archive the video, assuming the music doesn't get me not archived. Hey, what's up, Ross? Woo woo. Oh, we got and Aaron. Oh, nice. So unless the music gets me to have to take down the video, I'll probably archive it. But yeah, I got some stuff I wanted to talk about. Sometimes it's like a hit and miss, man. Oh, Happy New Year. What's up, Jesse? So yeah, first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I know we're like a day and like what 2.5 hours out, but hey, what's up, Ray PSA? Hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. Like it, dude. What's up, brother? Brother Ray. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chit chat. I'm gonna kind of I'm just gonna go. What do you call it? I'm gonna go just balls out. Just gonna kind of spit some game at you all. I'll try to keep an eye on the comments. Oh, Shaw, still a sec. Hey, before I start going to rat-a-tat-tat, are you gonna be in town this weekend for the card show, Sean? With me and JT Triple Crown 24. Are you gonna come in town for that show? Brotato chip. I never heard that before. Like, no, really, I had never heard that before. That's awesome. All right, man. Well, hey, shockingly, I'm gonna set up at that show. And when I say set up, I'm gonna have like a glorified yard sale out on a table. So we'll see. But it should be fun. It should be. That's the operative word here. Should be fun. For sure. So I came across some news stories today. I'm gonna probably do a deep thoughts video on this, just because I feel like it's a conversation I like to have with some people. Oh, you know I love my Larkins, baby. Woo woo. So this is probably gonna be a deep thoughts video. So I'm gonna kind of talk about a little bit right now and just my thoughts about it. I'm interested to see what people are gonna say. Hey, what is up, you Michigander? Oh, Michigander, everybody in Michigan. Impact player Joshua's right here by the middle finger. If you have Michigan, this is where he lives, right here in the middle finger. That's not true. I just thought that's funny. So if you ever see Josh, you just give him the finger. Give him the one finger salute. So, as I was saying, I'll probably use this as a topic because this is the kind of topic that I like to have other people get in on and like leave messages. And so I want to see it. But so if you all been following anything about baseball news, there's not been a lot going on the last couple weeks. But leave it to a bitter old grandpa to like just try to like take the air out of everything and kind of just ruin the nice new year coming. So if you all haven't heard, Grandpa Dusty Baker did an interview, I guess, this past weekend, and he wanted to let everybody know that he felt like there was Major League Baseball was heading to a very dangerous precedence recently, because there is only one out of 30 Major League Baseball teams. There's one black manager, and that's just very scary and dangerous. And that's actually his quote. And I'm just sitting here thinking and David Roberts on the Dodgers, who actually sucks as a manager, that is a dangerous thing for baseball. And I'm like, how is it dangerous? Aren't you going to give the best person the job as your manager, just like you hire the best baseball players or the best front office or the best scouts, regardless of what color they are? And baseball is like a multiracial of all sports. I mean, you have Asians and Latinos and blacks and whites all playing together from all parts of around the world. And for him to say that is just mind-boggling. I mean, it's like if he was talking about, I can't even think about maybe hockey, maybe. But I mean, even then, it's mind-boggling that in today's day and age that you have people like Dusty Baker who always has to like say something about race when race has nothing to do with it. Race has nothing to do with who's going to do the best job or who you think or you perceive to do the best job. Last time I checked, Dusty Baker's had like 4 or 5 managerial jobs, and he's brought home how many World Series? 0. How many playoff berths? A Baker's dozen? I don't know. He got into the playoffs, but he never could get to the World Series, or if he got to the World Series, he lost. Why would you take a guy who's unproven or who's proven to be a perennial loser and not give somebody else a chance? And I mean, it doesn't make sense. It goes back to this mindset of, well, everybody, you just get a chance just based on who you are, what color you are. If you're a multi-million-dollar company, don't you want the person who's best suited to give you the best chance to win, regardless of the background of the person? I don't understand how people automatically in their minds think it's like some boogeyman hopping out of the closet and there's some nefarious, masterminding behind closed doors. This isn't the 1940s. This is 2020, essentially. And, I mean, unless he has some kind of proof, because the proof's in the pudding, as Bill Cosby has all taught us, that's just an old bitter man complaining that he ain't getting his due justice out there on the field. But I remember when he was the Cincinnati Reds manager, he sucked. And that wasn't really maybe his fault because the Reds sucked. But he had quite a few good players on those teams, and he was unable to get them to the playoffs. It's mind-boggling. It's like back when Ozzie Guillen was the White Sox manager, and he said, one of the reporters asked him, why aren't you playing, XYZ white players? And he goes, well, I don't play my white players because they can't handle the sun. So he was alluding to the fact that blacks and Hispanics can play in the heat better than white players. So for hundreds of years, white people in the sun apparently doesn't translate onto the baseball field or whatever you want to say. It's kind of mind-boggling, but nothing was said about it. I mean, it was just kind of like, okay, well, that's just Ozzie being Ozzie. But I mean, can you imagine if, I don't know, just fill in the blank, Joe Torre would have said that to somebody? I mean, he would have lost his job, ran out on rails, never to be heard of or seen of again. But you have Dusty Baker who just like butthurt because he's not getting any opportunities to coach anymore, manage, whatever. And he says that. But it has nothing to do with what the person color is. All it matters is, are you going to bring us a title? Are you going to give us the best chance of getting us a title? End of story. I know if I had multi-million dollars riding on in every season, I want the best ball players, the best scouts, the best front office, the best managerial staff, the best players, whatever their color is. It doesn't even matter. And it's just crazy. It's like absolutely crazy that you have people like him who gets a platform to say that kind of stuff. That's just nonsense. And then, the juxtaposition of that to the Cincinnati Reds today agreeing to a contract with their very first Japanese baseball player. So that's a huge deal, especially for me being a Japanese baseball fan in general. And then my favorite team also now is getting a Cincinnati the Reds are getting a Japanese ball player who seems to have a lot of upside. We'll see. Obviously unproven in America, so there's a lot of question marks. So I'm not going to be like drinking the Kool-Aid thinking, oh, he's going to be the next Ichiro. Absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, it's like, that's exciting. But then, like I said, you have a team like the Reds who now have brought on a Japanese ball player. Again, goes back to where we live, taking a chance on a Japanese guy. Could they just hired and brought in a white guy or an American? Of course they could. Do the exact same job? Of course they could. No, they're going to decide to go outside of America, across the other side of the world, and give this guy a shot at the Major League Baseball. It just goes to show you that it's an international game. It is. Nobody cares about what people look like. They care about what can you do on the field. He plays center field in Japan, and more than likely, where Nick Senzel plays right now for the Reds, more than likely he'll end up being a center fielder. They're going to have to move Senzel to one of the corners. Or they might move Akiyama to one of the corners. Definitely check out the interview. It was an interview I read. I don't know if it was an interview he did in person, and then they transcribed the interview into the article, or if it's just the article that was done over the weekend or what. But it was ridiculous. But I love the fact he's 31, so he's in his prime. So, and they kind of did the best thing they did. They got a 3-year contract for him for about $20 million, or maybe a little shy of that, which is pretty good because this is what you'd pay. They just play that. They pay the Miami Marlins just paid Calhoun, I think his name is, $17 million for 3 years. So it's a good legit option. I think they got him. So he's in his prime. He's been getting better with age, like a fine wine. So they might be able to catch him up on the upswing. He's above average hitter. In Japan, of course, we know it's like a quadruple A. So we'll see if it translates. But he hits for a little bit of power, but he hits for doubles. He also does a lot on the base pass. He steals about 20 bases a year, if not more. He can be looks like a little bit of a slap ball hitter like Ichiro, but he hits for more power. He hits in the gaps. So that's good. He plays pretty good defense. I saw some highlight reels that I watched on YouTube today just to kind of get a feel for who he is. And he definitely is a very defensive ball player. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, but they look to be setting themselves up for a pretty good season. And Akiyama looks to be like, he can definitely help. Oh, are they being competitive this year? Come on now. I know what you're trying. You're not gonna fall. I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not falling for it, Sean. I'm not falling for it, man. They're gonna be better than your Cubs. I can tell you that much. Oh, that's some Madonna. So don't you dare lull me into a competition here, a banter with you. I bet you like Bill Cosby. You like them pudding pops. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. So those are kind of my few things I want to bring up. The Akiyama trade or addition. The Dusty Baker ridiculousness, for sure. Doing the card show this weekend. First time I've ever done a card show my entire life. That when I wasn't like a kid, but as an adult. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. We'll see. I mean, I have like a glorified yard sale going on my table. There's gonna be a bunch of cards I'm just trying to get rid of and move for like $1. I got some other paraphernalia. I'm gonna put up there some baseball paraphernalia to give that a shot, see if I get that to move. Excuse me. So I'll see. I've already been given an ultimatum by JT that I can't be my normal self at the show. He doesn't want to offend his customers. I can't imagine why he's worried about me offending somebody. Who's all going to be at the show? The only people you need to know is going to be at the show is me, dude. That's the only guy, this guy right here with the thumbs pointing back at him. That's the only guy you need to know. I mean, JT's going to be there. And I mean, that's as far as like people that I think those are the only two, me and him will be the only ones there. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure this is the same group of guys will be there than they have been the last couple of months. So, I got all my slab cannons in the other room. I've been picking up a lot more. I got some more on its way, but I don't really have much in the way of any slabbage. I got a care package, like Christmas card from the Fox family that I haven't gotten to yet. It's over here. I have some cards I picked up at a card shop. I have an eBay purchase I picked up of Barry Larkin. I got for $1. So I'm excited about that edition. And then I got a bunch of cards. I was going through the cards for this coming weekend. And I found a bunch of cards that I'm going to put for my collection. And then I got a couple of cards I picked up at the card shop at Four Sharp Corners. So, yeah. I wonder if the Reds are still going to try to pick up Nick Castellanos or Marcell Ozuna. I heard that they're still considering picking up one of them as well. And, man, they pick up another player of that caliber. That's going to be wild, dude. Like, the Reds really will be super tough to beat. I mean, if you look at their lineup right now, there's not very many holes. They're pretty dangerous up and down that lineup. Shockingly, their pitching, it looks great. Again, on paper. But yeah. Yeah, he does auctions on YouTube. Oh, not on YouTube, but he does them on eBay. Stay away from Nick. Oh, I'd rather Marcell Ozuna. I feel like he has more upside. Even if we only get him for a couple years like Akiyama, I feel like he's definitely somebody who has some pop. And at a Great American Small Park, I mean, he'll probably end up being like a 50 home run hitter all day long. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, JT sell at eBay. And he does a lot of Facebook. Like fire sales. Like he'll do Facebook sales, and he'll also do razzes on Facebook a lot. So he's pretty active on Facebook as far as selling cards. He'll sell a lot of his cards for $1 a piece from his like card box on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, his Facebook groups. But that's about it. Make sure you check out Phil's video he just did today. If you have not checked it out, go check it out. Not just because that he says nice things about me and like shouts me out, which it's obvious that he would do that because I'm kind of a big deal. But it's really well thought out. And like really, I mean, like the entire film looks like he's getting ready to cry at any given time. It's one of the few times you see Phil, which I'm sure he's probably doing mostly acting. He might be able to get like an award for this. Hey, what up, King Arthur? You just popped in. I just saw that you subscribed to me, so thank you for that. Your 300 pesos is coming to you in the mail. But I saw that Phil, which he probably, like I said, probably like sniffed an onion or rubbed like some kind of like lemon juice in his eye. During the whole time, he looked like he's getting ready to cry during his video, his kind of like shout out video, which I thought was very interesting. But he did a good job. I thought he did it was like very well thought out. Those are always dangerous videos. I thought about doing one myself. I have not done a shout out video in forever. I mean, if it's not been a year, it's probably 6 to 8 months at least, if not longer. So again, it's been very long. But it's inevitable that you forget somebody. It's always a very slippery slope. You're going to forget somebody that you obviously would not want to forget because they're good buddies of yours. Or it's somebody who you don't have the same in your mind, the same relationship that person has, they think they have with you, either you as a person or you as a channel, and so you don't shout them out. So, of course, they become extremely butthurt because then they're thinking, this person didn't even give me the time of day. I've been talking about their channel for 2 months and they didn't give me a shout out, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, you know, it's always a very dangerous thing. I respect people who do it because, you know, it's good to kind of tell people, hey, if you like my channel, these are the kind of people I like, you know? And, you know, I didn't even know he was at 2,000 something subscribers. I had no idea. So when he mentioned where he was at recently, I was blown away by that because I remember when Phil, like he talks about on his video, I remember when Phil like hovered. I mean, I knew he had close to 1,000 recently. I did not know he was at 2,000. And I remember it felt like it was just like 6-7 months ago. He had like maybe over a little bit over 100 subs. And he was just like, you know, very like, not say he wasn't focused, but I didn't get the vibe from him that he was going to have the longevity that he ended up having so far. Because he was a little bit all over the place. I felt like he had like a lot of purpose in what he was doing, but that rookie card explosion box really turned it up a lot. And then, like he said, he did the video from the National, which got a lot of heat, and then he's been doing his prospecting videos and got him another 500-600. So I mean, he's definitely, you know, awesome. And it was, you know, and he has a very good. I like Phil because Phil and him and I talk on a pretty almost daily basis via text. I think I've only talked to Phil a few times on the phone, which again, it's what I mean. I could care less. But as far as texting back and forth and messaging, a whole lot, you know, throughout the week. And the one thing I can say about Phil, which I even say to him on his messages, like he's one of those guys that I can hang out with. I'm sure anytime. Have a beer with and be like just like in good company. He's just a real like down to earth, cool guy. I like guys like that. I don't need guys who are, you know, self-absorbed or they think they're better than everybody else. I don't need those guys around me. I like guys who are like just humble dudes and like having a good time. I'm all for that. So, excuse me. But as you all can tell, I'm pretty tired. Tomorrow, I'm going to work for a few hours and I'm taking the rest of the day off so I can hang out with my son for my birthday. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm actually kind of debating if I even go to work tomorrow. I'm going to be bad. They technically have me off tomorrow, but I said I'd come in. So I feel like I need to come in because I feel bad if they do anything special for me and I don't show up. That kind of like is like a jag off move. So I think I need to show up even if it's just for a handful of hours. Just so I can say I was there and then head back to my house and spend the day with my son and ring in the new year. So we'll see. But yeah, for sure, guys. Well, hey, I'm in at 20 something minutes now, 23 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and head off of here. Just wanted to like touch base, see how everybody's doing, share a few thoughts. And I appreciate Josh and Sean and King Arthur and Jesse and who else was in here? Brock's Boys, Ray, PSA Ray, thank you. Brock's Woot Woot. Everybody in here chat with me, man.